Hello, everybody. This is Bring on the Geekdom, episode 5. I am joined here by a couple of friends of mine. We got Troy,
Hey,
and we got another guy here. I'm actually really happy to have him on. Daniel, how we doing, buddy?
Doing good. Doing good.
Fantastic.
yeah,
So, you guys ready to get into the topics?
yeah.
Let's
All
get
right.
into it.
So we're gonna get into the first one today, and it's been announced that John Watts, the director of Spider-Man: Homecoming, Cop Car, and The Clown, has been attached to direct a film called um with Michael Jordan, Enthusiasm. Like, not a lot of much is known about it, but I'm actually a big fan of his work here. I did love Cop Car. Clown, I thought was okay. I think
Mhm.
Spider-Man Homecoming was probably my favorite MCU film, but yeah, and I'm looking forward to Far From Home. So I'm gonna just throw it off to you guys. What do you guys think of this?
For me personally, Far From Home. Well, I saw the trailer. It's just a regular trailer to me, but apparently there's more to the trailer than meets the eye. I watched a couple videos where they broke down the trailer and it said that the movie itself could be taking place like during Endgame and then after Endgame, which is kind of weird with how a movie's gonna how to transition that. It's just a really big question mark. I only saw the trailer once because for me when it comes to movies like this, I'm usually one and done because I just don't want to see any spoilers, and since it's connected to the event of a lifetime, I just want to stay away from all trailers. But from
Yeah.
what I think, what I saw in the trailer, it looked like that there was this building that Spider-Man was swinging that was vacant, and that was the Avengers Tower, and it seemed like they were rebuilding it. So who are they rebuilding it for? Is it for the Fantastic Four? So I don't know. I'm really excited to see Far From Home and see what kind of tie-in does it have to Endgame.
Yeah. Did you see Cop Car? Like that's another film he's actually done here. Yeah, from what I've heard from it, this film's a sci-fi film starring Michael B. Jordan, who is like I've heard is like a big geek of that. So that's pretty cool. Like I'm kind of glad Michael Jordan's like getting into this like these genre fair films. That's gonna be pretty cool.
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good film,
Hell
I
yeah.
think. Troy, do you got anything to add?
The only thing about it is I haven't seen much. I haven't seen the Far From Home. I've seen the little bit of the next Spider-Man, but I've been like catching details of what movies they're planning, like Doctor Strange, movie 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I've
Yeah.
heard
The
rumors.
Eternals.
The rumors on all that is all I've been hearing, and they're not
Yeah.
getting the details. They're really keeping things quiet
Yeah,
Oh,
on
absolutely.
everything.
have you heard that they signed Angelina Jolie to play a character named Cersei in a movie called Eternals?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's actually pretty cool. Actually,
yes, they are
that's
doing the
very exciting.
Eternals, um,
Yeah.
which is which is the starting race of what Thanos comes from. So it's going to be interesting to see how they tie that
Yeah.
into his historical life.
Yeah.
Um, if they give history to Thanos or what, it's going to be very interesting because
Yeah.
there's two sets of Eternals. There's Eternals of Titan
Yep.
and the Eternals of Earth. Earth and Titans were all the same, and they split into factions. One group went to Titan and settled on Titan and started the world there. They are the ones that were destroyed by Thanos, where
Hmm.
the Earth Titan Eternals have stayed hidden in our entire history. So it's going to be
Hmm.
interesting to see what they do. Really, really interesting. I'm looking forward to that. I want to see Cersei and everything else because they end up being parts of some historical landmarks. So maybe
Yep.
they'll do eggs on these guys or something on how
Hmm.
they are in the background of all of our history. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Actually, it will sort of feel like a Lord of the Rings type of thing. I think that could be pretty cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it would be. I mean, I don't know, but we'll see here. Anyway, we gotta kind of get quickly on here. So the next topic we're going to talk about is the Chucky trailer, Child's Play reboot. I don't know. I've only watched like one Child's Play movie. It was the first one, and this one looks kind of interesting, especially like the AI stuff. So yeah, it looks good. It's probably not going to be that great, and plus Mark Hamill's doing the voice, so that'll be pretty cool. Looking forward to that.
Um. I only saw like pieces of the first trailer. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just not a trailer
It's
guy.
totally okay. It's all right. No worries. Take your time. We
Um.
all watch movies differently, man.
Yeah. Yeah. From what I'm hearing about the movie itself, that Chucky will be accidentally turned into an evil doll. Accidentally, that's the rumor. And apparently he has like a special ability that can turn
And there you
on against you or something like that. So it looks interesting. I heard it's gonna be like gory as hell. So
Yeah. I watched the trailer. It's going to be very bizarre.
yeah. So
It's
Very
a
low
weird
budget.
system. He's hooked up to an app along with all this equipment, all these home appliances and equipment.
yeah. Okay, okay now.
Yeah,
Okay.
so he takes control of everything and starts using everything against people.
Yeah.
And it's happening during the holidays, during Christmas and stuff, because
So
they show a guy doing some lights on his house and on the trailer, and he's being pulled into a snowblower because he's just tangled in the lights because Chucky tangled him up in the lights and he's getting pulled in. It's like, okay, they're taking pieces of other horror movies and giving them to Chucky. So it's going to be interesting. But yeah, he's like running rampant in like I don't know if it's a mall or something. And the group of kids decide to fight back, it looks like. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens because as it is, most movies will never show a kid getting killed because
that's your it.
Yeah. And so it's gonna be interesting to see how they stop this and everything. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm actually looking up right now, actually. So the whole movie is directed by this like first coming director Lars Kelvinberg. Like he has another film coming out, Polaroid. I'm sorry, I'm not really good at names here. But yeah, from what I've heard from it, it's not like great, but you know, it's okay. So I have high hopes for it. I'll probably wait for it on DVD. There's just so many like good like fucking movies coming out this summer that I gotta like pick and choose here. There's some like big blockbuster films I want to go see, but there's also some like small comedy independent films I want to go see. Like there's that one movie coming out with like Charlize Theron and Seth Rogen called The Candidate.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. I plan on reviewing that very soon. I saw it 2 months ago, and I'm just
Really?
like, yeah, they had like screenings for it all the time, and in my city. So I went there. I was like, 2 months from now, really? I
How
can't
was it
review it now.
actually? Can you tell us what it was? Can you give us a hint?
Yeah, I can tell you. I think the embargo was lifted. So if the embargo's not lifted, I mean, you guys can keep secrets, right?
well,
Yeah,
they
definitely, man.
they didn't. Did they make you sign something?
Nope.
If they made you sign something, I don't
good.
want you to get in trouble. All right.
Yeah. It's yeah. It was fine.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies coming out this next year, and then already they're starting to announce the 2020 year.
Oh, they always announced that like probably like 2 years before that happens. So you know it'll be good. Yeah.
Why no man talking about the end game or
Endgame, yeah, definitely.
Those
There's
are
just so much.
those are 3 biggest movies that comes out this year. I'm like, no one's talking about it. Like,
no, I don't know about that.
They're keeping so many secrets on Endgame. It's not even. It's unbelievable. They're even keeping the guy who plays Spider-Man. They don't give him any details until he films his parts because he's such a blabbermouth. Every time he is interviewed, he does a spoiler, and it's like they're trying to keep him such quiet that they can do it. And Cumberbatch has been with him a lot. Cumberbatch has been on interviews with him, and he turns to him all the time and says, "Zip it," or whatever. And it's funny because they were talking about bloopers of him. He says, "Oh, I don't tell things," and they go, "Yeah, we'll get them all together for you." Some interview he was on, and they pulled them together, and it was amazing how many things he has a tendency to talk about. But Endgame looks amazing from the few pieces I've seen, and being 3 hours, it better be good.
Yeah, I know it'll be pretty
better
good.
be good.
It's a Marvel film, so like at the very least you're gonna be entertained. Like I know like it's pretty like common to like shit on the Marvel films today, and I understand why, but it's like we'll get into that later. But you know,
But
just like
Marvel
come on,
films are still better than DC films.
that's true. That is true. Like I can't tell you if like I've never really been disappointed like for Marvel. I mean, some of them haven't been great, but even the bad ones were still entertaining, right?
Yep.
You know what I mean? So yeah,
Okay, say your piece.
say your piece. I mean, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. It's totally fine. Daniel?
What?
Oh, were you saying something or?
Oh no! Yeah, I was saying that the only movies that I don't really care for is Thor Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Those are the two movies that kind of rubbed me the wrong way because, especially Ragnarok, because as a child I liked the Thor Ragnarok storyline, and that's one of the things and that's one of the characters I gravitate towards. You know, Thor and Deadpool. So just seeing that movie just becoming a laughingstock based around a tragic event, it's kind of hurts the comic book roots. So.
No worries.
And see, the things for us who have the comic book roots, since
Mm-hmm.
I've been reading since I was 12.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, you know the storylines, and so when you're seeing everything, you're going, "Fuck."
Yeah.
But the thing is, I always separate from what is in comic books to the movies, because if you don't, you'd be hating everything you ever see.
Yeah.
So I liked Ragnarok. I thought it had some good things. It had some things that could have switched up a little bit. Like Hela being their sister. Come on.
Yeah.
Hela was not their sister. Hela's never been a sister in any of them. She's always been the auntie.
Yeah. There was a few twists I kind of like.
They should have brought Angela in instead.
Angelina Jolie?
No, Angela, their sister in the book.
Oh, yes.
And I started picking up this whole War of the Realms.
Mm-hmm.
They have another sister. She's a baby. Freya just had a baby.
Too bad they're dead.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see where War of the Realms goes, because they're covering across every comic line except for X-Men.
Yeah, awesome. That's pretty cool, man. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, so I think we pretty much talked about everything we want to talk about that one there.
The next one, do we want to talk about the
Hobbs and Shaw?
Oh,
yeah, awesome. That looks awesome. The Hobbs and Shaw trailer, man. Like, I'm excited, man. I know like a lot of people hate these like dumb big blockbuster films, but I love them, man. Like, I know it's not for everybody, but fuck it, man. Screw those people.
I know every Fast and Furious fan will watch that.
I know, absolutely. I will. I'm a Fast and Furious fan.
I've only seen the first Fast and Furious. I've never seen after that. I don't know why. I just never got into it. But I may have to go back and look at every single one, because
you do.
Yeah, because after seeing the trailer for that movie, it's like, wow. And they're playing Fast and Furious 9 next year.
Yeah.
So it's like, I have never seen a franchise go that long unless it's been Star Wars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tokyo Drift. I recommend watching Tokyo Drift after Fast 7.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I heard. You have to put that one in a weird spot.
Yeah. One of those weird spots.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like a good one to me. That sounds like a great idea. Yeah. My favorite one is actually Furious 7, because like James Wan like directed the hell out of it, and people today say, "Oh man, there's not a lot of like directors that stand out." Well, I could like give you a list of them: John Watts, Christopher Nolan, Jordan Peele. Like, there's so goddamn many of them. Like, just like, again, like people like that just are kind of shallow. They just don't like dig beneath the surface. But you know, whatever. Normies will be normies, but whatever, right?
Yep.
Just directors out there that are just, people just don't know about, but whatever. And then people complain about like originality, but they don't go see the original films. Like, doesn't that annoy you, Daniel, a little bit, right?
Yeah, it is a little bit.
It's a pet peeve of mine because, like, look, nothing wrong with like watching reboots and sequels, but just like if you're gonna complain about them, just then don't watch them, right?
Well,
like-
what I don't like is they're calling, I wish some of these directors and stuff wouldn't do a reboot, but would do a remake in their own version. Call it a remake. And
Yeah,
it's in
definitely.
their own style and everything else. Don't call it a reboot because you're never going to do better than what that was back in the day. You have so many fans in the day that liked the movie that you go and do these, you call them reboots, they get pissed. They don't want to see a reboot. They want to see something new. They want to see a new interpretation. They want to see this.
Yeah.
Originality is everything.
Yeah, originality.
Yeah, and we got that today. Like,
Well, I think what Child's Play, that's what they're going to see.
absolutely. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of good sequels this year. So yeah, that'll be pretty fun. Yeah. The next topic, final one before we. Actually, we're gonna probably add one more here. So actually, it's been announced that Spider-Man: Far From Home will be the actual end of Phase 3, which I'm kind of confused by because I'd rather have it be the start of Phase 4 than Phase 3.
Yeah, I feel that way too, man.
I just don't like that. It's just come on, like it's a new like Spider-Man: Far From Home will like start the new era of the MCU.
Well, especially since you figure he died, he was one of the 50% that disappeared in Avengers. It's like, why wouldn't you put it as the new start of the new era?
Yeah.
Captain Marvel basically was the start of the end of phase. Captain Marvel is basically the end of Phase 3.
Yeah.
Joining in with Endgame. She's getting ready for the lineup for the movie. So it's really hard. Endgame's going to be interesting to see because it's going to be interesting to see what they plan for next 3 years.
Absolutely. Hey, Daniel, did you see Captain Marvel? I'm assuming you did.
Yes, I saw Captain Marvel, and I thought, my honest opinion, I thought Captain Marvel was a little overrated. There were some things in the movie I like. There were some things I didn't really like. Brie Larson did a decent job of performance. I just felt like the writing kind of held her performance back a little bit, so she didn't really show much range with her character. I didn't like the Scroll storyline, but I accepted it because it's in the MCU. Overall, I just feel like there was really not a lot of stylistic directorial styles in the film. It's just a bland film. It's all right. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. That's how I felt. I didn't get anything from it.
Oh, totally all right, man. Cool. One more topic here before we go into the review section because I actually do have another film I actually want to talk about today. Okay, so you know that Minecraft movie that they were talking about with Steve Carell? Well, it's now got a new release date. It's March 16th, 2022. So that will be something there. So my whole take on the video games genre is I think it's gonna be the next big thing. You know what I mean? Like the comic book movie genre, like I think it still has got a couple of more years in it, like probably 6 or 7. But I think after that, I think the video game like films are probably gonna like, take over because it seems like a more logical like reason, you know what I mean? Because because geek culture is now like in its highs, right? Like, so I think like the video game movies will take over the big spots, right? I mean, maybe I could be wrong, but that's my theory. But what do I know?
It's going to vary on what they actually use for the movies.
What?
It's going to be what they do. It's going to be depending on what they use for the movies.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
stuff. Because if they're going to take a popular movie, like they're supposed to be doing Sonic the Hedgehog and stuff like that, how are they going to do it? How are they going to integrate it into a movie theme? Are they doing it CGI? Are they doing it live action? Are they doing what? They're talking they screwed up when they did God, what movie was it? Years ago.
There's in history there are a lot of video game duds.
Oh my God,
There
yeah.
are some games. There are some video game movies that we appreciate, like Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, I draw a line with the second one. Um, but uh,
Same here.
but there hasn't been a lot of successful video game movies. The only successful video game movie we ever gotten was like a couple years ago with Tomb Raider, and and it's getting a sequel.
That's
And
actually that was actually last year. I thought it was okay. I thought it was decent. I don't
yeah,
think it was the worst.
there's
Uh,
nothing worse, and probably you can argue and say that's probably the most successful video game movie of all time. But that's not saying much because we
Yeah.
just haven't gotten a video game movie that's been successful.
I
not
just
for long
remember.
though. We
I,
have sorry, Troy. Sorry for interrupting you. Go ahead.
I remember the worst one I think was out there was Doom.
Oh, is that the Dwayne Johnson movie? That was pretty good. I love Dwayne Johnson, but that
No,
movie
this was
sucks.
farther back. Doom, yeah. The first one, I think they did two of them. I can't remember, but the first one, it was like there was no thought to it and everything else. It was just like they're trying to play, well, person to person and stuff.
Yeah,
Didn't develop a storyline for it.
it's a guilty pleasure for me.
That's definitely cool there. So yeah, actually, is anybody actually excited for that Detective Pikachu movie by any
Yeah,
chance?
Oh,
Yeah,
you mean Detective Deadpool Pikachu?
yeah, that's gonna be
yeah.
awesome. I think that's gonna like start the golden age of video game movies. Like it could be
Oh
crushed
yeah,
by Sonic, but you know what? I'm hopeful. Like I'm not one of these like trolls saying, "Oh, it's gonna suck," bah." But
no,
I
Detective
just
Pikachu's
feel
movie is
like
good.
we have too many of those people
I
out there on the internet.
yeah, I caught a trailer where they're showing a lot more of the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Figures they're doing like the whole spin of them in front of a camera. They walk on, they spin in front of the camera to give you a look of them. Oh my
Yeah,
God, some of them are hilarious, and some of them are
yeah,
like scary in person if you met them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Mewtwo is in it too. I'm like,
Yeah,
Mewtwo's in it, but I feel like you showing me too much though.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Definitely.
Yeah,
All I
too
gotta say is, man, that movie is gonna have one hell of a time at the theater because it's
yeah.
the first week of May, actually the second week of May, and it'll after that it'll be John Wick Chapter 3, Godzilla, Aladdin, and
Mm,
I'm like, good fucking luck, right?
broke season.
well,
So
they're getting ready for the kids out of school.
yeah, man. People say,
Mm,
"Oh, why are all these like dumb blockbusters in the summertime?" Well, it's because like people, like most people are off in the summer, and adults and children
That's,
like to go see dumb blockbusters in the summer, and that's fine,
there's
right?
a reason they do periods of time is so that people can get things stuck in their head for when they do the awards at the end of the year. That's why a lot of them will try to do a whole bunch right just before right around Christmas.
Yeah,
They want to get you to remember those.
yeah.
That's why they try to release everything for the holidays on DVD that was in the summer. They want to get you back on what was out.
Yeah, and also there's also these statistics saying that like the more adult stuff is on the streaming services because like statistically saying more adults like to stay at home and watch movies instead of go to the movie theater because it's expensive. So that's why you have so many like a lot of like stuff on the streaming service that's not necessarily family oriented. I wouldn't say kid related, you know what I mean? Because, that's
yeah.
kind of like a varying degrees of stuff. So, but yeah, I think, whatever. I mean, people may be upset at that, but then if you want to change it, go to the theater more and see those more adult films if you want to. And again, stop attacking people that like to go see blockbuster movies because, it's their money and their choice. You don't have to do it, but go see the movies you see fit. And people just don't do that. They want other people to do the dirty work for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just me, but I'm sorry if I'm getting a little too preachy, but whatever.
Well,
But
they were mothers against Deadpool.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, one more here. One more topic here. Then we'll get. Actually, you know what? I think we'll be good here. So we're gonna go into the review section. So Daniel, you got a movie here. Do you want to go first?
A movie to review? What
Yeah,
you talking
absolutely.
Let's see. The last movie I reviewed was Curse of La Llorona. Is that am I going right? Am I doing it right?
I can hear you now.
Okay, no, am I doing okay? I'm talking about the Curse of La Llorona.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So basically, the Curse of La Llorona is about this folklore about this woman who essentially had a boyfriend who cheated on her with another woman. So she felt really mad, and she killed both of their children, drowned them in the nearest pond. And she had guilt, and she killed herself in the pond. And then her spirit still lives within the pond. So anyone who happens to walk near the area where she committed suicide will hear her spirit. If you hear her spirit nearby, that means she's far away. But if you hear a cry from a distance, she's right next to you. And what she would do, she would latch herself onto you, and then she would try to kill your children and drag them to the lake and drown them to replace the children she has killed. That's the story of La Llorona, and that is essentially the same plot of that. And this family got cursed, and they had to survive the entire movie. And the movie is okay. The writing is what tears this movie to shreds, and these characters were making like illogical decisions throughout the movie, and the only reason why these characters were making illogical decisions because we needed the movie to be 1 hour and 30 minutes. Like there is this one scene where literally any person who's watching that scene, if that scene didn't happen, we wouldn't even have a movie. I don't like it when a film goes that route. I want to be into a movie. I want to like give me a reason to be there. Like The Conjuring. The Conjuring didn't have anything to do with choices and things that could lead to the movie from preventing the movie from to make it happen or not. And Monorama did, and that's what really that's like a disconnect for me. And other than that, I wouldn't blame the director for this film. I think the director did a really good job directing this movie, but um, he's directing Conjuring 3. I just found out. So going into that movie, I just pretty much I was just analyzing his directing style, and I'm sorry if I'm being a little aggressive with the film.
No worries. It's okay. Take your time, man. It's totally all right.
I just really want to study his style because this movie was close to being shit because of the writing. But the only reason why I consider it a guilty pleasure, I didn't give it a shitty rating on my channel because directing was directed did a good job of directing this movie. And I feel in going forward with better writing, I feel like with the talents that James Wan he'll be producing that film. Well, James Wan would bring combined with Michael Chavez, this think that Conjuring 3 could be a good movie. And this one here is he could get blamed for his movie being bad, and people are not going to be liking Conjuring 3 that much because his name is attached to it. So now,
Yeah.
But other than that, La Llorona is a pass. But if you're a fan of Conjuring Universe, you can check it out. But if you're want to save your money, don't worry, don't bother, because save your money in game. That's what really matters.
Absolutely. Anyway, I actually got two movies that I actually did see. I saw The Beach Bum, which was it was just like to basically sum it up, it's basically a stoner movie, and it stuff like that. It was The Beach Bum.
You faded out there for a second.
Yeah, it's this film called Beach Bum. It wasn't really that good. So it stars Matthew McConaughey. It was not. It was slow. It was meandering. It just felt like I was like wasting my time there. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend that film.
Bad year for Matthew McConaughey, huh?
Yeah, it was not good. All right, that's the thing. And
this year.
yeah, I know. I actually have no idea what he's else he's starring in. And another one that I did see was Hotel Mumbai. It was sort of like this attack that happened in November 2008. Stars Dave Patel from The Newsroom, which is a show that I loved, and also Army Hammer, who like we keep thinking is Batman, but he's not Batman. So and the movie is actually pretty damn good. It's very much a Hollywood a Hollywood version of the events, and
Mhm.
it was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. So out of 10, I would give The Beach Bum a 5.3 out of 10 and
Mhm.
Hotel Mumbai like an 8.4 out of 10. So yeah, that's pretty much my movies of the week. I tried to go see some original films for the summer season.
Oh
I
yeah.
think I've seen about like 6 or 7 original movies. So like if anybody tells me, "Oh, all you're watching is remakes and sequels," I will have 8 films to point to that I've seen original on Netflix and in the theater. So ha,
Yeah.
know what I mean? Anyway,
Is it okay? You can pass me one of those movies. Like any recommendations, like the movies you saw. I'm kind of interested.
oh, hotel. Which other ones?
I think it was one. You said the one with Beach Bum wasn't a good movie, but what's the other one? The hump.
Hotel Mumbai. Yeah, here we
Okay.
go. I think it's like it came out Mumbai. Sorry, Hotel Mumbai. It's
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm seeing
it's
that.
it's good.
Yeah. Okay.
Dave Patel and Army Hammer, and yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I
Oh
really
yeah.
enjoyed it. So anyway, we're gonna get into our question today here, and I'm assuming you guys heard about this. So like a week ago, there's the Star Wars Episode 9 trailer dropped in. I loved it, but and you get the same troll guys that say, "Oh, Ray's a Mary Sue," duh. and yeah, and you get those films. But there is this one video of this guy with this very unfortunate name, Eric Butt. So
It's not as bad as John David Booty.
yeah, I don't know. So like he posted this video of this Episode 9 trailer, and like in the video he's like very emotional, he's super excited, and when that video went viral and he got destroyed, he got made fun of, he was called a soy cuck. It was awful. It was awful. Like seriously, like the worst of humanity was like shown in those 3 days. He was like
Mhm.
mocked by like this mega hat lady, like saying, "Oh, this guy's a soy boy, undateable." Duh. And then like Paul Joseph Watson, who is like the one of the Alex Jones lackeys,
Mhm.
who like is, I would argue, is probably worse than Alex Jones, because at least Alex Jones you can't take him. At least Alex Jones probably isn't serious, but like Paul Joseph Watson believes every word he fucking says. So
Hmm.
I don't know. It was bad, but fortunately there was like a lot of people that defended the guy. So like in a way, like the internet did something not terrible. Even the people that like passionately hate the Last Jedi defended this guy, which I thought was like pretty good. It was that rare time in like human history where we like dropped the politics and defended like individuality, right? That was something
Mhm.
that was really nice, and
Mhm.
I don't know, like I feel like we've missed that today, these days. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I kind of wants to go to this kind of goes to my like question today, saying, is it okay to have passion for things?
Oh hell
And
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like today, like especially on the internet, like you have to act a certain way. You have to be this nihilistic dick. You can't be excited for anything because everybody's out to get you, and that's the thing the internet perpetuates. And I think it's dangerous, right?
It's
And and,
dangerous.
and I believe that for the longest time, saying like, "Oh man, me liking these stuff is pathetic." But then I realized that all of this internet bullshit, this meme lord bullshit that people like put for such a high standards, like making people feel bad about themselves. It's just it's all crap. So I wanted to like throw the question out to you guys in a way and tell your stories, right?
Oh, well, I for myself, I mean, I'm 52 years old. I've been reading comics, watching geeky movies, everything else since I was young. Um, my mom at first she couldn't understand why I collected. Could not understand until she found something she liked and started collecting it. Especially when she's going through a trying time with breast cancer, she started collecting
Mhm.
anything that the swan related. So it could be a plate, it could be a bowl, it could be a picture, it could be a rug. I mean, my mom and my stepdad's house became swan heaven
Yeah.
and stuff. So she understood then why I read comics and collected and everything else. It and something you
Uh,
enjoyed and you
I
did.
can't hear you.
Oh, it's weird. Sometimes this headset doesn't like to catch very well.
I'm sorry.
Okay. But since my mom did all that, she understood then from then on why I collected comics, why I collected Transformers, why I was passionate about certain things, and I didn't care what my family thought. I did have a problem with people I knew, so a lot of my friends didn't know at first, but then as I got to know some of my friends who were D&D players and everything else, who were geeks of their own and stuff, it doesn't matter no more. I don't care what people think. It's like, I like this. You don't have to. If you want to be friends with me, just don't say anything negative about it.
All right.
It's
Sounds
not,
real good.
you know,
Sounds fair to me. Yeah, definitely. I kept my stuff pretty private in high school. Like I only talked to a couple people about it, but and I had like a couple of Funko Pops here and there, and I still do. I love this stuff. It's really great, and actually, like my love of geek stuff is sort of like without my love of geek stuff, I wouldn't have made this channel. I would have made this like channel at all, or like my other shows as well. Like I'm actually have a normie politics page, and that's been pretty going along, and and I wouldn't like expand my love of cinema without the geeky stuff. So I feel like my geeky stuff's done a lot of stuff for me, and you know, I'm not perfect, but this is stuff I love. But my love of stuff isn't the problem. It's me. It's not my passions or my hobbies. It's the fault of my own. But I don't know. I just kind of tend to like just kind of like what's the worst part about all of this is that yeah, the video is pretty cringy, but you know what else is more cringy?
What?
Grown adults acting like bullies, because like these MAGA hat people, that's what they were fucking bullies. These were people in their 30s and 40s that should have known better and would have said, hey man, like why are we acting this way? Like seriously, the guy may be a little bit weird, but he has a wife. He I think he does, but he has a lady friend or something, so he's happy. Like how the fuck does that affect you, right? It really boggles the mind, like how so connected we are, especially with social media, that we like to judge people on a dime. That's probably been going on for like the entire part of human history because we are such judgmental creatures, sadly. But I
oh, I,
just think it's dumb that this whole thing happened, right? It's just dumb to me. And besides, geek culture's been around for like 30 to 40 years now, so this stuff isn't new, right? And it's only now people have a problem with it. It's like, really? Like, come on, you don't have to
there
participate
always
in.
has been people that had a problem with it.
Yeah, definitely. That's
What it
fine.
was, didn't matter who you were or anything else. There's always been problems. But what has happened to our society is more people have thought is the norm to be able to be that way due to our current president's way he treats people
That is true.
the way he treats people. And that is the sad state of affairs for our country, is the way we treat people. Other countries hate Americans. Really
You?
do. You go to certain countries.
Yeah.
You go to certain countries, you don't tell them you're from America. You don't tell them you're from US. You tell them you're from Canada.
And you had to like have like those like British accent. Canada hates
You
America?
No, Canada doesn't hate. They love us. They
Yeah.
love everybody. But I'm saying if you go to Europe, a lot of times
Oh,
you don't tell people where you're from. Or if you tell them where you're from, you tell them, I'm from this area. And some people understand certain areas of the country. If you're from the South, a lot of them won't travel to the South unless they're going to Disney World.
oh really?
You got to figure there has been more people that have come here to visit being tormented by the racists and the people who think you shouldn't be here mentality and stuff because you can't speak English.
That's
Hell,
pretty
what
bullshit.
do you think this country is built on? But that's your politics side. We're not going to get into that. But there is people out there, and this is sad. It's the state of our country allowing the hate and allowing the conversations to be happening on our newscasts. Fox News, FAUX. They're not FOX. They're one of the worst news sources for that. They will say their mind now, and it's always
Yeah.
a negative piece of crap.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Like all of this like tribalistic bullshit. Like and it's not just like the conservatives, it's like both sides if I'm being honest here, and I feel like
There is some on the other side too. Yes.
absolutely. It's just like it's become these like echo chamber bullshit things. And I'm actually going to be discussing this on my other channel as well. So, we won't get into that. But Daniel, do you got anything on the situation here? I'd love to hear your take on it.
But sorry.
Did you see the video?
About the passion?
Yeah, about the passion thing. Absolutely, please.
Oh, about one's passion. I mean, when I was growing up, I mean, I loved just making videos about action figures and stuff. And my parents, they just, my parents were Jehovah's Witness, so some things I just wasn't allowed to do. So I was in a strict household and things. You guys hear me?
I can hear you just fine,
Yeah.
buddy.
All right. So there's things that was strict. So I had to like sneak at night and just do a video. So I was going through households because my parents had a divorce, at a young age, and trying to make videos, and then I just kind of stopped because it just my parents didn't like it, so I just stopped, and then I just felt, yeah, I just got bullied at school. I just felt I had a lot of dark thoughts, and it just affected me to the point where I was an introvert. I just became like I just feel like I was a ghost. Like everywhere I went, I was a ghost. And then, but only thing that I could think of is just releasing my thoughts on video. Just it can be about anything, a skit or because at the time I was just using toy action figures and making TV shows out of just nothing. So, and it's my big passion, just making videos. It's
Uh,
just funny ass videos, just whatever it's about, and that's what I love. And as I grew older, I started living in this world. I was starting to adapt and overcome in each situation to the point where I just don't really care about what people think. I don't care about if I have something to say, I'm going to say it. And if you don't like it, you can kick rocks. I mean, I've been going for a lot this year, and especially on Facebook. I mean, I just post this funny thing, and some people don't like it and get offended, and they either block me and unfriend me, and it's like whatever. I just don't care, and I'm creating art. I'm making time of my day that I love, and that's my passion for talking about movies on video and making a fun fool of myself. And I'm casting out art, and that's something I want to encourage other people, that when you're creating content, you are creating art and dishing it out. So
Absolutely, man. Like,
yeah,
man, I'm glad you brought your passion here, man, because without
yeah.
your passion, you wouldn't be on this channel, man.
No,
And I actually do
no,
like your YouTube channel. It's very funny, my dude.
thank you,
It's
thank
awesome.
I'm
Seriously,
going
it's
to have to
great.
check it out now.
Yeah. Sorry about that. You okay there, Troy?
Yeah, I just said I'm going to have to check out his channel because I've heard of him, but I haven't watched any of his stuff.
Yeah, we'll send you the link in the bottom there. So yeah, I really do think that there is like been this resurgence of tribalistic hatred. Like I've seen it like on a lot of like other channels as well. Like especially like have you heard of like world class bullshitters or like the quartering? Even those guys defended this guy. Like I don't even like those guys, but I was just kind of like surprised that they defended this guy. They would probably be like, "Oh, look at this soy boy cuck here." Yeah, but it was kind of like amazing. It was like that like one moment where the internet wasn't terrible, and it kind of just I don't know. Like I don't think I think the internet's not been great for us. I mean, it's done a lot of good for us, but I also think it's created this like it's sort of like fostered this like toxic like nature environment. And I'm not saying that tribalism has never been there. It's always been with us, deep down back in the olden days. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I feel like I don't know. I just this was the one time where the internet just said no, we're not gonna encourage this bullshit for this time. All right, and I hope this is like I hope we can like do this more in the future, right? Because this is like such a non fucking issue, right? And it shouldn't be an issue.
Shouldn't be an issue at all, but
It happens.
it happens. So
Yeah. Anyway, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. So thanks guys for joining us. We'll talk about we'll be back next weekend. We'll probably do like a two-part episode where we're gonna talk about all the MCU films. Then we'll have a whole discussion about Avengers Endgame, spoiler heavy, and I think that'll be pretty fun. So anyway, guys, thank you for coming on today. Daniel, can you tell us like your channel? Can you tell us where to find it? I can put it in the link there.
Oh yes, my YouTube channel is Omagnas Batman, and it is spelled Omagnas and Batman.
Awesome, man.
Some people sometimes get it wrong for some reason. There's some people that called me Magnum Batman. You know, the
Magnum
condom.
Batman.
Yeah. So I just kind of like, yeah, I'm the condom guy. So yeah, so it's weird. It's really weird how people spell a name, but it's my middle name is just one of those weird names that people get misspelled. So I always make sure that I always give you guys the spelling of it. So Omagnas at Batman.
Sounds
Where I
cool, man.
get
Fantastic.
reviews. Yeah. Thank
All right,
you.
Troy, do you got buddy?
No, I'm just looking forward to. Like I said, I'm seeing Endgame on Saturday, so I am looking forward to that.
Mhm.
Going with a friend of mine, we're going to the Regal downtown Seattle because of the fact they have comfortable seats.
Oh yeah, that's true. Have you ever heard of iPick? Like it's down in my area. It's very luxurious. It's super expensive to get into, but yeah, check out that as well. So anyway, guys,
All right.
awesome. Have a good one. Hope to see you guys again soon. All right. Have a good
All right.
one.
You too.
All right. You too.
Bye.
Bye.